next.
Hey, Jamar, after we talked to you immediately after the draft, you kind of had this chip on your shoulder just about, where you win in the event. So, it's a couple of weeks now. I'm just wondering how the emotions have processed and how maybe you carried some of that edge into this first weekend here.
Oh yeah, definitely coming in, coming in to workouts on time or meetings on time, or doing things extra that some people, like other players, are not doing, stuff like that. So just keeping that chip on my shoulder and just knowing that, I got something to prove.
Go to Dave next.
Hey, Jamar, was just curious, you guys you had coaches throwing you guys passes this week. So it seemed like didn't miss a beat with what they were doing. And Tanner actually had a pretty good arm out there today. Just your take on how, that worked out.
I mean, it worked out fine. I feel like he's a good quarterback. He knew everything, knew the plays, knew how to adjust and everything. And he has a good arm. He has a really good arm. It's crazy.
Yeah, no doubt. Just for you, what was this week like? Kind of getting back in the swing of things, and what was maybe the most important part for you that will take help set you up for where you're going in your career?
First day was a little bit rough. I got out here. I mean, it's long days, but you gotta love the grind. I'm here these past 3 days. I've been here from 6 to 8, all football and grind and meetings and football. So it's been a great process. I just got to keep going, keep pushing.
Thank you.
All right, we'll do one more for John Macroon.
Hey, Jamar, I'm just wondering and curious what your takeaways have been working with Deuce Staley, some things that he's advised you on and some early nuggets that you've taken away from him.
I think he's a great coach. He's a great sense of humor. Not always serious all the time. And I feel like that's what keeps the room more energized and more up in the room, not making it boring. But yeah, he's a guy that loves football and care about his players. While I've been here these 3 days, I learned a lot from him, such as pass protection, run reads and fronts and different things like that. So he's a great coach. He's a good coach.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
All right, thanks, Jamar. Guys, we'll be up next with another player.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
doing this. What did you want to show in these 3 days of this rookie mini camp? What did you want to show to sort of validate why the Detroit Lions moved up to draft you in the 4th round?
I would just say just the being able to get better every day, being coachable, learning, sit back listening to what the coach says, because it's different come from college to the pros. It's more emphasis on technique, how to mouse routes and different things like that. So just learning day in and day out. So.
And one other thing, what will you take forward for the next, after you leave here, what will you take forward from this too? What to work on and prepare for the future?
Continue to study, continue becoming the best player that I can be, checking in with coach, make sure that I'm on top of all the film watching, technique, things like that, reaching out to him and, asking for guidance, just to become a better player. The more questions you ask, the more that'll be answered. And I think that will help you as a football player. So.
All right, great. Thank you.
Justin?
Hey, Derrick. Dan Campbell was pretty excited by you choosing the number 55. Thought it was a pretty badass linebacker number. I'm just curious what went into your thought process with selecting that number.
I was 55 in college. When I first got to college, my coach gave me 55 and I wanted a lower number for some reason, but he was just junior say I was just playing all these names, that had 55, and that's why I consider myself as a good linebacker. So I wanted to carry that number. Made my legacy at Purdue with that number, and I want to do the same thing at the next level. So.
And I don't know if you saw Chris Spielman's comments this week. He was talking to season ticket holders, and he said, being a former linebacker, he's very critical of the position and struggles to find guys he liked. But by the time he got done watching the film, you were one of the few guys that got his seal of approval as a former linebacker. And I'm just curious what that means to you. And then, what is it like, out there on the field working with a guy that has, I guess, such an accomplished legacy as not just a football player, but as a Detroit Lion?
Honestly, it's a blessing, especially when a guy like that. He was an amazing player. A guy like him, and to be able for him to look at you and say that you could be something good, something great, it's just a blessing. I take all his coaching, all his teaching. I learned from everyone. Coach De Leon, him. Just working on technique, just the small things. Him sharing stories about how how he became a great player, and you take that to heart if you want to be great as he was. So it's amazing, having all the coaches around, and Coach Chris it's a blessing. I'm grateful to have this opportunity to work with them, and I can't wait to move forward with them and build something great here in Detroit. So
thank you, Derrick.
Dave Burkett.
Hey, Derrick, you mentioned Junior Seau. So did he become a guy that you watched, studied? I mean, obviously he was playing a while ago. So is that a guy that you sort of try to emulate in some ways?
Yeah, I actually will watch his highlights on YouTube before every game. Him and Ray Lewis, the guys I look up to, just that football mentality that they had, that linebacker mentality that they had. Can't nobody take that away from them. And, I want to develop as a player like that, just downhill, making plays, making big plays in critical situations. In order to be a good linebacker in this league, you have to take everything to heart. And that means, putting in effort, putting in overtime, studying, getting with your coaches, asking questions, and be able to listen to. So,
you said you watch him before every game. So tell me about that process. Is that firing you up, seeing those big hits? What are you looking for? How do you do that exactly?
Yeah, really big hits. For me, is playing linebacker is being physical. So watching other people be physical, especially guys you look up to, just pumps me up. I watch motivational videos. Ray Lewis did. The old souls, people, talking about, winning and, accomplishing things kind of drives me, it drives me all the time. So, I just appreciate, the guidance from Ray Lewis and, in spirit, because, I never met him in person, but, just appreciate his game.
Are you watching, just to be clear, are you watching highlights of them, or are you watching, you said Ray Lewis motivational stuff. So him talking, what do you watch exactly?
Him talking, his highlights, Junior Seau highlights. That's what I did even when I played defensive end. I watched Khalil Mack and those guys, that play defensive end. Just watching how they run. Usually learn technique off of them too. I think that's important to me. If you watch somebody do it great and you just develop that and practice it, it becomes a habit for you too. So that's what I do. That's how I, take my game to the next level, is just continue to learn and continue to study. So.
Last thing, Dan said that, big emphasis of this week was special teams. And I think any rookie, you have to come in, you have to play a lot of special teams. Can you fill me in a little bit on your special teams experience and just maybe what you learned this week that could help you, carve out that role going forward?
Yeah, so I played a lot of special teams my freshman year at Purdue. I did everything: kickoff return, punt return, and here was just emphasis on technique. Technique is critical, especially in NFL. Always giving 100% effort, because if you're not, you're just doing it for no reason. So I really just wanted to come out here and just learn. Like I said at the beginning, learning is very key in this point, especially in minicamp. So rookie minicamp. So that's just what I want to do, just learn and be able to go to, Coach Phipp and ask questions and see how I can better my game, especially in the special team standpoint. So
great. Thank you.
All right, John, one more.
Hey, Derrick, I'm just curious, your own self-scouting report, what can supporters expect from you your rookie year, and maybe one or two personal goals that you've set for yourself in your rookie campaign here in the National Football League?
Obviously just to make the team, be a part of the team, be a part of the travel team is one goal of mine, and contribute to what I can. I'm going to do anything the coach asks me to do, whether it's playing special teams, whether it's playing linebacker. But at the end of the day, I love playing football, and any way I can contribute to the team, I'm going to do it. That's kind of my goals, and win. That's really, as a whole, as Detroit Lion, we want to win. So any way I can help us do that, I'm willing to do. So I'm excited about the season.
And quickly, can you elaborate? What are the Detroit Lions getting from Derrick Barnes?
A person who loves football, a person who's willing to learn, a person who's willing to put his right foot in front and just listen. I would say most importantly, a guy that's never going to back down for competition, a guy that's willing to come in each and every day in, day out, and get better, whether that's getting treatment, whether that's asking coach about film, getting extra work before, after practice. I'm going to get all of that, and I'm just willing to take my game to the next level. And I think my best football is yet to come. I'm excited about it, and I have the good support staff around me to get where I want to be. So
appreciate you. Thank you very much.
All right, thanks, Derrick. Guys, we'll have Aleem up right after this.
Appreciate it.
Welcome to town. Hey, first, can you just explain what you guys were doing there at the end? I don't know if you have a name for that game, that sort of competitive, the big man tossing the heavy ball, what that was exactly.
Yeah, it's a little, they called it volleyball tennis. I mean, not volleyball tennis, med ball tennis. And just a little fun game. Usually when you're working with med balls and stuff, you're just working on creating explosions and stuff. So we're somewhat doing that within the game. It was just some little fun activity to do, I guess, to, kick off the end of the rookie minicamp.
And that's just sort of what I wanted to build on. I mean, it's a sort of competitive drill, right? A fun sort of incorporated into it to, in the absence of having pads and really being able to smack some people around. How does something like that bond you, get the competitive juices flowing?
Anything that we do is competitive, really. It doesn't matter what we're doing. We're supposed to be doing like, a little walkthrough, and we're treating it like team. So everything, the juices are flowing. Everybody's out here the first time putting on a Detroit Lions helmet. Everybody's feeling good. And, the juices are always going to be going. That's what we want to build on and create here. As a team, we always want to have the juices going, have everything flowing. So that's how we get better as a team.
Great. Thank you.
Tim Twentyman.
Hey, Liam, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Hey, can you just you got a chance to see and play next to Levi this weekend, and just first impressions of him, and then what you guys think you can do as kind of a young combo in the middle there.
Yeah, it's definitely a dominant guy. He's a clown too, but definitely a dominant guy. Gets off the ball, good finesse. I think when we play beside each other, we're gonna be able to complement each other a lot. Be able to make a lot of plays and wreak havoc in backfields.
All right, we got time for a few more guys. Go ahead, Justin.
Liam, I'm just curious. What has your early relationship been like with Ray Agnew? You know, another former North Carolina State defensive tackle who kind of blazed the path before you.
Yeah, really cool guy. I have so much respect for him. My coaches talk about him all the time, Coach Thunder and whatnot, and Dee Hogger. But he's a really cool guy. It was great to meet him, and I can't wait to get to work with him here at the Lions.
And this might not be on your radar, but I'm just curious. Did you see the video from the Philadelphia Eagles war room where apparently there was some anger at missing out at you? If you did see it, just your thoughts.
I've seen it, but I don't think it's true. I really don't know what to think about it, honestly. I'm just glad I'm here with the Lions. So.
Never hurts to be wanted, right, Aleem?
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Right.
We'll do two more, Jeff, then Tim.
Yeah, hey, Aleem. I had a question for you. You wore number 29 in college, and it really stood out. I know you can't keep that for the NFL, but would you have kept it if you were allowed to keep it? And what made you settle on 54?
I would 100% kept it if I could. I'm gonna see if I can, create my own rule for that. But 54 was just, I don't know, it was the lowest number out of the options that I was given, so I chose 54.
Cool. Thanks. Welcome to Detroit.
Thank you.
Tim, last one.
Yeah, one quick non-football one. So are you in any softball leagues still? Do you still play? Because I know you were a heck of a baseball player back in the day. What kind of softball player are you now?
Nah, I don't play no softball.
Softball?
I'm just locked in on football right now. Yeah, I never play no softball, no slow pitch, no none of that. Just baseball.
Dave, one last quick one.
Hey, just a real quick follow-up, Aleem. What is the draw for low numbers? Like, why is that for you as a big defensive tackle, or for other people that like those single-digit numbers? Why is that such a draw?
It makes me feel like a skill player again. I feel lighter on my feet when I got a low number. So.
All right, that's what it comes down to. It doesn't look slick or anything like that. It's not about the look of it or anything. It's
no, it looks good too. But if I could take Melly's number, like number 2 or something like that, or 26, I'll take that. So.
Great, thank you.
All right, thanks, Aleem. Guys, we'll have Levi next.
Thanks, Aleem.
Good. What about you?
Hey, last time we heard from you, man, we heard how you want to F somebody up. You finally got on the field. Play a little bit, man. It's just, how does it feel to get that early energy out, man, and be a Lion?
Yeah, it feels great, man. It feels good out here. I love everything they do out here. Our practices are fun. We just had a little competition day today, and I haven't played football in so long, so it just feels real good.
Tim Twentyman.
Hey, Levi, I asked Aleem about you. I'm curious. I want to kind of flip it the other way. Just your first impressions of him, and maybe what you think you guys can accomplish in the center of that defensive line this year.
Oh yeah, I already love the dude as a person. Real good guy. Football wise, I think he's gonna be just wreck shop. We were just hitting the bags today. This dude was almost tearing the bag off the little post, but I think we're gonna do some damage. I think we're going to push guys back. We're going to mess up offensive schemes. It'll be a great duo.
Dave?
Hey, so since this is your first time playing in a while, actual football stuff, how much rust did you find you had to knock off this week? And just what was the level of excitement getting back out there?
Yeah, I knocked off a little bit of rust for sure. I think we kind of all tied it together, brought it together on this third day of minicamp, which felt good. And I'm really excited to be out here. It's fun. It's just fun at the end of the day.
Aleem was just talking about, the number and wanting a low number. You obviously don't have that low of a number, but I don't know what goes into picking a number for you.
For me, I don't care. It's whatever. I wear 95 in college, so that kind of stuck. But I can wear anything. My childhood number was number 9, so if I could get number 9, that'd be the one I want. Obviously, I can't get that, so I'll get any number.
Last thing, I don't know how much you went against them, but you guys obviously had some coaches playing offensive tackle this week. Does that impact the work that you can get at all going against a guy that's not in pad or not in a helmet like that? Is it better in some ways because they're more, maybe Deontay at least is super experienced there? I don't know, what did that do for you?
It's a little, it's okay because it's basically walkthroughs, but it's hard because you're not gonna put your hands fully on a coach and push them back. So that's when everything from knowing your steps, knowing your technique kind of takes over.
Cool. Thank you.
Justin Rogers.
We obviously had a lot of fun on that draft night conference call. A little bit more subdued today. I'm just curious, how did that go over? A lot of people were talking about it. How did it go over for you? Just talking afterward.
It went over good for me.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I say you didn't. Did anybody talk to you and tell you need to tone it down, or are they gonna? You get the feeling they're gonna let you be you here?
They're gonna let me be me 100%. I was just a little hyped that day. We're good now.
And then, I had just heard for the first time, your mom is a frontline nurse, and that may have played into your decision to kind of take some time off, or to opt out last year. I'm just curious what it means to you, I guess, to reach this point and now be able to kind of turn around and take care of her, given the caretaker that she is naturally.
Yeah, it's huge for me. Obviously, something I've wanted to do all my life as I grown up, just seeing her work hard. So, being here is obviously a great opportunity, and we got a lot more to go. But, I'm blessed to be here, and I'm blessed to be able to take care of my people.
What kind of example was she for you growing up, and particularly these last couple of years with this, the sacrifices she was making and, some of the frontline work?
Yeah, for me, it was just simply as hard work. As I was growing up, I was able to see her just work for her degree, work to become a doctor, and work to become a nurse. So I would just say hard work. That's kind of one thing I took upon myself to do. Whatever I do, I just got to work like my mom, and I'll be solid.
Appreciate you, Levi. Thanks.
Let's go to John Macaroon.
Hey, Levi, it's good to talk to you. How are you?
I'm doing good. What about you?
I'm excellent. Thank you so much. I'm just curious, over the weekend now, your early impression of Coach Dan Campbell, and if you're willing to share anything that he's imparted on you young players here this weekend.
Oh, I love him. He's real cool, real chill guy, but still has that intensity. I think he's a great fit for me. I know he's a great fit for the team. I'm really impressed with just the person he is, how welcoming he is. That's really impressive to me. So I love him 100% already. And I think, he has a great impression on the team. I think just, talking about toughness, having grit when we go out there, everybody competing out there, he hits all those points. And then he wants us to compete. Like I said, today we did a little competition drill, which was fun. Not only were we competing, but we was having fun out there. So he brings all those elements to the table.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thanks, Levi. We'll have Ifatu up next.
Yep.
Go ahead, Justin.
How's it going, Iffy? I'm curious. One of the things you see a lot with young quarterbacks coming in the league is just a technique adjustment. How different are the techniques you feel like they're going to be teaching you versus what you used in Syracuse?
It's a little bit of different technique. Yeah, here when it comes to press right now, I'm still like getting adjusted to it. It's not that much different, but you got to really play to your leverage and everything. So I'm just trying to learn from AP and Coach Duker and just get it right.
Now, when you talk about an adjustment here, is it footwork, hand placement, a little bit of everything? Like, what's the biggest thing that you're trying to overcome mentally to get it to work physically?
It's like footwork right now. Right now I'm probably, as I do it, I'm probably thinking about it. But after more practices, I feel like it'll just be second nature.
And this was a unique rookie minicamp in the fact that there was not a rookie quarterback on the roster. So you had coach back there slinging it. I don't know. We were watching from the bleachers. Looks like he's got some pretty good arm talent. Those corner routes. What did you think as a defensive player covering what Tanner was doing there back at quarterback?
Yeah, no, he actually surprised me. First when you see a coach out there, you think you're gonna see some ducks, but no, he's actually a really good quarterback. So he actually gave us a good look.
Appreciate you.
Tim Twentyman.
Speaking of getting good looks, can you just speak to the competition all weekend with guys like Amon-Ra and some of the other receivers that they've brought in? And do you think you got some pretty good work here the last 3 days?
Yeah, I feel like I definitely got some good work. It's a little different though because it's been, it's kind of been walked through, so we haven't been going really full speed. But they're doing a little bit of their releases, and just we're just working on our footwork. So anytime you can really line up against a receiver and get a chance to work your footwork, you got to take advantage of it. So it has been good working with those dudes.
And then just a quick follow, how fun was the 7-on-7 today? That looked probably a little bit more live than what you've done to get back to kind of football and covering and a little bit of contact. How fun was that today?
Yeah, it's definitely fun to be back out there playing. It's been a really long time. So anytime you get a live quarterback and just playing against real routes 100%, it definitely feels good.
Mike O'Hara.
I was just wondering a couple of things. How much do you think your size and length are an advantage to you as a press cornerback, being able to use that length?
I feel like that's a huge part of it. I have an advantage with my size and my length. So, learn from Coach AP and how to use my length the right way and stuff and not lunge and do different things. So I feel like that'll definitely be a huge advantage for me going forward.
Yeah, and just one other thing. On draft day when the Detroit Lions took you, Louis Riddick really spoke very highly of you, said there's no reason you can't be a superstar in this league. I wonder if you heard those comments and what they mean to you.
Yeah, I did. It meant a lot, honestly. Just to see, just to hear someone say that about me, someone high up like that, an analyst like that. I know what I can do. The coaches here know what I could do. That's why they drafted me. And I'm just looking forward to getting to work with them and then just reaching my highest potential.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Dave Burkett.
Sorry, mute was giving me problems there. Ife, just one follow-up on what Tim had asked about the receivers, just specifically with Amon-Ra. Did you get a sense of how shifty he was or strong he was, going against him this week, even without the pads? What could you tell us about him?
Probably so much not the strength because, like you said, we didn't have pads, but I can tell he's definitely very quick.
Anything else stand out in some of your matchups with him?
He's got quick feet. I don't think he was targeted when I was covering him, but I've definitely seen he has good hands as well.
Great. Thank you.
Go to Ben Raven.
I'll stick on a receiver question for you. Sage Surratt, you saw him at Wake Forest inside the ACC. Just wondering what you think about him, his potential at the next level, and just define his game kind of from your view as a corner.
So actually, when we play, I never actually played against him in college. I know he went to Wake Forest. I think it was like 2019. He went crazy. Never got to play against him. It's good to see him here. I know he's a good receiver. He's a big dude as well. So he's just overall a good look going out and walk through and just even on 7-on-7.
Thank you.
John Macroon.
Hey, I'm just wondering, in your early Zoom meetings with Aubrey, maybe some core principles he's teaching you, maybe a little bit outside of footwork. What have you been learning so far in the early meetings?
Early meetings, one of the first things he told me was just don't overthink. He told me I'm first generation Nigerian. Parents were born in Nigeria, so they ask a lot of us, academically, physically with our God-given ability. So, a lot of times we're overanalyzing and trying to be perfect and things like that. So one of the biggest things he told me is just don't overthink.
I appreciate it. Welcome to Detroit.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks, guys. We'll be back with Amon-Ra.
some good, some bad for you. Do you take that as any early motivation, for people who question the receivers on this team?
Not really. I threw with some of the guys earlier this week before I got to Detroit. I was out in Southern California throwing with some of the guys. But for me, I'm just, I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to work, and I'm ready to take someone's job.
Have you had a chance to talk to Derrick off at all?
I have, yeah. We actually went to dinner, us and a lot of the offensive skill guys back before I came here. I think this was last Tuesday. We went to dinner out in Southern California, out in Huntington Beach with a lot of the guys. So we talked. It was awesome.
John.
Hey, good afternoon. In your early time, you've probably observed a lot of the elite wide receivers and their end zone celebrations. Is there anything percolating at this point in time as you enter your rookie year that maybe we can look forward to as I watch your whole rookie campaign?
You know what? That's a good question. I was actually talking to my friends about that. Haven't thought of anything yet. Got to think of something, but I'll let you guys know as soon as I have something planned.
All right. Hope it's flashy. Good luck.
Thank you.
Tim?
I know this weekend you guys didn't have the pads on and it was kind of limited contact, but maybe just some first impressions of Iffy and his size and maybe how that plays at the cornerback position. And when you look at this team overall, I mean, with Jeff and Amani and some other guys, they got big physical corners. Just first impressions of Iffy, and then what is it like when you play a big kind of physical guy like that? How does it affect your game as a receiver?
When we first got here, I actually saw him, and he looked real big. I was like, I didn't know what position he was, and we got out there, man. He's definitely a big corner. I think corners with size definitely have an advantage over smaller DB. So I think that alone is going to help him out at the next level. He looks great. He moves good. I'm pretty sure, like he said, it was hard. We didn't do much competition, which, I wish we had done more of, but we had 10 plays at the end of 7-on-7, but other than that, it was just on air. So.
Dave?
Hey, Amon-Ra, appreciate your time. Sorry, I'm doing this without video on my way to my son's flag football game. But you said that first question that, you're here, you want to take somebody's job. That's obviously the real truth of it in the NFL. But can you just explain sort of where that mentality comes from? Is that, having a brother in the league that sort of taught you that, and maybe just expand on that a little bit more?
Yeah, for me, I think just the way I was raised, having two older brothers, being super competitive my whole life. I was always, extra competitive, always had to do a little extra more to beat them in whatever we were doing. So that's just kind of the mentality that I have is, come in and take someone's job. But, I'm never going to forget the 15 receivers that went before me in the draft. And that's kind of the chip that I have on my shoulder coming in everything that I do. Whenever, I'm thinking about anything, that just comes back to my mind, and it just motivates me to do more.
You have those names written down, or do you know them, the 15 receivers?
Yeah, I know them. I don't have them written down. I just know them.
All right, just big motivation for you. The other thing I wanted to ask was, I guess the competitive aspect of today, getting some 7-on-7 work, and especially with maybe quarterbacks that we haven't seen before, coaches throwing the ball to you. What was that like for you today, and maybe your thoughts on Tanner's arm too?
Yeah, it was definitely something different. I would say my 15 years of playing football, the last time I had a coach throw to me in a competitive atmosphere was probably in Pop Warner. So to have, a coach throwing the ball was definitely something different. But, he can throw it around a bit, so it wasn't too bad. But, like I said, we didn't do too much competition. So it was fine for the most part.
Yeah, he threw it pretty good too. And then last thing, I know some of the guys that had got together with Jared, a couple weeks ago before the draft. Can you just tell us a little bit more about the session last week and what you got out of it, how important it was for you to sort of get that baseline coming into this week?
Yeah, definitely. I think it was really advantageous for me to go out there and meet the guys, create a bond with the guys, get the timing down certain routes. Obviously, I was only there for 2 days because I had to report to minicamp. But just being out there with the quarterbacks, with the receivers, understanding the offense, getting a grasp of everything. That's the biggest thing is, learning that playbook. So I think all that together is just, it's going to help me out.
What was your first impression of Jared as both a quarterback, a leader, sort of everything that goes into that position?
Yeah, he looked amazing. It's my first time actually, throwing with him. So he looked awesome. He's a smart guy, grasped the offense really quick, was moving guys around. So I'm excited.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks, Amon Ra. Thanks, Eamon.
Yep. Thank you.